are here. It is post MPW Mania.
Woo!
Yeah.
Emily Mae. I have Mindrunner here and Big Mike.
What's
two
up, guys?
of one of the biggest supporters of Mission Pro Wrestling who saw all the action unfold.
Yeah,
How
we did.
are you doing?
Big Mike, what's up?
Not much. I'm doing great. It was an amazing show. We always have fun. We're always front row. I don't know if Tommy, used out his voice that way. Couldn't be here today.
I think Tommy's hiding in a corner from all
Well,
the action. He was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, he had a couple of his favorites on the show that he always likes to interact with, and
some of his not so favorites too. And I think that was some of the best moments, especially him and Angel Blue. The interaction. Tommy had the best seat. I mean, if you go back and watch the replay, he was right there, like you said, like right at the corner when they're coming out. Yep. And Tommy's interactions were like the unofficial extra comic relief of the show, and I was getting a kick every time.
Tommy does get in trouble. He does have this habit of getting in trouble with the MPW roster. We kind of have to watch out. He might intentionally, get involved or unintentionally get involved.
As he's mentioned, I think he mentioned this last week. Him and Angel Blue go back like easily over a decade. That's an old rivalry from when she was just starting out herself. And I got to say, on her intro, a bajillion pounds of muscles, like his face, because we need a Tommy cam that's just on his face for his reactions, because I know when he hears that, he's like, oh my God.
I think we need to install one next time. I want to thank everyone for joining in the chat. Pepe, who's recovering from surgery, thank you for
hope you're doing better, Pepe.
And coming in, and hopefully you're able to watch Mission Pro, and just hopefully it makes your day, because it was a really epic show. Angel Marie, of course. You're double duty right now. Brent Ross, Brian in the chat. Who knows? We might get some Brian bombs tonight. Who knows? Matthew Barnes. Thank you all. Courtney. I'm so happy. Burnsy. Everyone's in the chat. So thank you for joining. This was such a wild weekend. We had multiple title changes. We had lots of action. We had some debuts. We had some stars on the rise, kind of breaking out of their shell. We had so much going on. And so we're going to talk about those biggest moments. We're going to hit every match a little bit. And then at the end, I want to hear both of your choice for match of the night, and then of course the chat. So think about it in the chat as we're going through this discussion. And I'm so excited that everyone tuned in. We're still getting the numbers from title match, but I think we had, with all the wrestling happening, I'm so happy that we got some good numbers.
Excellent. Definitely worth it.
All right. Let's kick it off. So the show kicked it off with Kali and Tita versus London Dior. And this was London Dior's debut at Mission Pro. And I have to say, I absolutely fell in love with London Dior. Yes. Saw her shine. And obviously I've seen clips, and I haven't seen her in person. So this was the first time. And I absolutely love this debut for her. I love this moment, but I want to hear your thoughts. So Mindrunner, I know you got excited seeing this to kick off MPW Mania.
First of all, La Chica Más Picosa, love the new gear, love the new attitude, not new attitude, but enhanced version of herself. More and more confidence every time. Now, granted, also fell in love with London Dior. She definitely proved to be a formidable opponent. I love the confidence. I'd like to see, and we could talk about it maybe again later, I'd like to see the possibility, just try it, a tag team of London Dior and Riche Chanel. I definitely am pushing that. I'm in that camp. I want to see that. But Kali and Tita is using the cabeza a little bit here. And even though I felt like London Dior may be more physically the more physical dominant wrestler of the two, Kali and Tita, she outsmarted her way to a victory, and I think the spice was a little too much for London.
Yeah, Angel Marie says, I freaking love Kali. She's iconic and spicy. And as you said, Mindrunner, she did debut some, at the MPW Mania. You got to bring out the gear. Yep. So she came out with some new gear, which is always a great way. It makes you feel different. And maybe that's where that extra iconic spiciness came from, because I feel like it's so different when you get that gear that just feels really amazing. Big Mike, what were your thoughts seeing all this unfold? We had a great debut.
Yeah, we did, and as many people in the chat know, and Tommy was talking about it last week, we had a little bit of a rivalry with Callie since she debuted. You know, she's still in her first year here. She's down here in San Antonio a lot, and you know, Tommy and her they're still at odds. Me and her, we've kind of come to a little truce where we've decided to be nice to each other. I made her a small sign, you know, progress. But I mean, you can never deny she was impressive. She pulled off amazing moves. It's her second win now in a row. She, like you said, she's gaining some momentum. Yeah, and she did outsmart London. London was impressive. I've seen her a few other places. Heard a lot about her coming out of the DFW area. So 2 of the top young stars in Texas, but Callie pulled it off, and you know, I think she's got a bright future in MPW. I know it hurts Tommy to hear that, but the truth is the truth. So
to let everyone know, if you all don't know how our recap shows work, we do get to spoilers. So if you have not watched it, go back and watch it on Title Match Network, or watch this and you get spoilers, and then you get to go back and watch all the action. The replay is up on Title Match Network. And as Joseph Boza says, it was announced our next show is June 15th. Summer Lovin'. I have a cute little poster here. Look at that. Summer Lovin', June 15th. VIP tickets open.
I have a question. I thought I saw Allison Kay in a version of this poster. Has that changed since then, or you know, offhand?
No.
Is that a Brian question?
She is, I believe, still a part of the show.
See, I'm with you, Mindrunner, because the minute they release those posters, it's just who's on there, who's on there. Because you see your normal ones that you're used to. You see most of that, you know, group that's kind of the regulars, and they go, oh, that person. Oh, okay, yeah.
There's some surprises in there.
Yeah, there is.
This is, just to let you all know, this is the first all women's show.
I noticed that.
I have to go back and count, but I believe it's over a year or more.
You're saying this is a JP Harlow-less show?
Is he still tied to the ring?
Are
his legs still belted?
Is he on the poster?
Oh no, she's in the middle there now, Mindrunner, up at the top.
Yeah, Allison's up there.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for her. She was last time I saw her, she was on the left or the right or something.
Well,
yeah,
it up.
Awesome.
We're keeping you on the edge of your seat. You know.
Oh, and look, there's Brian. Some might not even be on the poster,
and some might not. There you go.
Like a certain surprise we saw on Saturday.
That is true, because posters
are
subject to change.
Yeah, that surprise also seemed like a call-in from the boss, if you will, or one of the bosses. You know, so we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Everyone's like, no men's revolution. We're going to get to all that in a little bit, but let's get to the next match because we have so much to talk about. It was a jam-packed show. The next match, we had Shay Carmichael versus Zyra. So Mindrunner's already giving some thumbs up, but let's start with Big Mike. What were your impressions of this match?
Yeah, again, you know, Shay's been at MPW a few times now. I think she may have a win or two under her belt. She was real impressive last show in the scramble for the cup. Came up a little bit short, but a real impressive here. Both of them pulled out some impressive moves, some chain wrestling and those different pins going back and forth. But yeah, I think Shay is starting to really find herself here in Mission Pro. You know, and when you have all these debuts and they're looking for that first win, you know, Zyra, you know, she's lost twice now, but you keep looking for it. And I think Shay's finally found herself. So very impressed with that.
Shay got this victory. I feel like this was something that she was really working towards. Matthew says Shay slayed. And I feel like sometimes it takes a little while to like find your footing and stuff like that. And so I feel like Shay's finding a groove finally. Mindrunner, what were your thoughts on this match?
I ditto everything Big Mike just said. In fact, I picked Zyra to win because I felt like Zyra's experience, the toxic vibe, you know, her whole character would have been a little bit too much for the America's Sweetheart, but there was an edginess to Shay Carmichael that I liked. I mean, not a not a heel edginess, but she like a more determined. And I liked a lot of the, like you said, the chain wrestling. There were a lot of moves that she pulled that really impressed me. I became a Shea Carmichael fan watching this match. And I think that if Zyra is going to get a W in Mission Pro, I think she's got to check her own ego a little bit and really maybe do a little, not overlook her opponents when she comes. Shea Carmichael knocked it out of the park. Both of them knocked it out of the park. Another back-to-back awesome matches. And I think Shea Carmichael's got a bright future, not just in Mission Pro, but in her wrestling career. And she really impressed me.
Yeah, Joseph Boza says she was looking to bounce back from not getting that cup. That's true. Shea was a part of that Mission Pro Cup kind of scramble. And that could be like really frustrating, right? To kind of fight your way to get that moment and not necessarily reach it. So I feel like Shea, like Brian says, Shea seemed to snap into a different mode midway through the match. And I feel like maybe that's what you're seeing, Mind Runner, is this shift in agency and focus, and she really wanted to hone in on that win.
I want to congratulate Brian for his 8-0 on his picks. He had a perfect. He did great with picking all the winners. Great job, Brian.
I mean, that's impressive, Brian.
Yeah, he should get a prize. Perfect score.
I don't know if he's ever missed one, but
I know that's.
I don't think so. Courtney says Zyra keep working hard.
Yeah.
Some of the face slaps were brutal. Yeah, Legacy of Nerd. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Those you don't want to mess with.
There is a joke that we've had with Tommy and at Countdown for a long time that MPW often turns into Mission Personal Wrestling, and even if the two don't seem to have a feud, when they realize like they're trying to get a win in Mission Pro, those fists start flying, the slaps start flying, and all of a sudden it's a fight, and you're like, "Ooh, what happened again here?"
You've seen the chop nights happen at Mission Pro, like those are brutal. Those you don't want to get involved in. So I'm telling Tommy to stay away from the shop nights.
Tommy strikes me as a habitual line stepper. Would you say that?
Yes. Tommy has a list of wrestling personalities over the years that he's beefed with, that want to hurt him. If you ever want to scare him, mention the Murder Hawk Lance Archer.
Yeah,
that's an old one. Yeah,
I got it. I want to interview Tommy specifically to get that story about the Murder Hawk. So, Tommy, let's talk.
This is something Brian says. When we bring the men back, it will be Team Dynamite Download versus Countdown City.
Yes,
Survivor Series matchup.
I love it.
All right, we're gonna have to get the crew together.
No.
Bring
We're
it.
Fantasy booking right now.
Gonna have to bring in some ringers.
We got some surprises though. We got some surprises.
Need some backup on this one. I'll be your ref.
Brett
Tribal
Bay with the ref.
Super chat
party.
Way to go, Brett.
Woo!
Brian for 8-0. There you go, Brian. Or Brian, that's your prize. The $5.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the next match before this battle gets out of control. Keep it civil, you two. Keep it civil. Keep it in the little box.
There's a match we're going to get to after the intermission that I want to be a little uncivil about, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right. Okay. Keep it in your box.
Okay.
A little box there. All right, we're going to get to this. Speaking of, I know you kind of mentioned it already. Angel Blue versus Queen Uju, and I feel like this was like such a badass match.
Yes.
These two are both queens in their own right. I know you spoke about Tommy's reaction to Angel Blue, but Big Mike, what was your reaction to this match? I feel like both of these.
This is exactly this was a hard hitting. We know Angel Blue is always going to come in for a fight. Like I don't have beef with her. I think she's awesome. Again, her introduction is great.
You're just trying to not get beat up. You're
like, yes, that's also true. But Uju, I mean, she's bigger. She has that size and strength, but they just went at it. I mean, talk about hard slaps, hard punches, hard forearms. Everything they threw was vicious. And Angel showed off a little bit of her strength. She got Uju up a couple times, in some moves. But, in the end, I think Uju's size and strength just was a little bit too much and pulled out the win. And, again, everyone's looking for wins and momentum here at Mission Pro. So that really helped Uju going forward.
You know the Looney Tunes cartoon where you got the big dog and then the little dog is like, "Where are we going today, George? Where are we going today?" That to me describes the Angel Blue versus Queen Uju match from the standpoint of, now again, don't underestimate Angel Blue's size.
No.
She's wiry, she's tough, but there were some moments where I was cracking up when Angel Blue realized she might have bitten off a little more than she could chew, and Uju was just not having it. She came in, she was kind of like, "Oh, get this horsefly off of me. I just want to," she was just like dusting off. It was a brutal match. It wasn't as brutal as it wasn't the most brutal match that I thought it was going to be. There were several matches I thought really upped the brutality, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But I was very impressed with both. I'm really excited to see where Queen Uju goes next.
Yeah.
Is she going to continue singles? Is she going to link up with someone and go for tag gold? It'll be interesting to see. And I wonder if Angel Blue is still throwing a fit, or is she recovered from that match, or what's going to be next for her? But great match overall, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are all really good points. Yeah, no gimmicks. Loved Angel versus Queen Uju. Legacy of Nerds says Angel Blue impressed me. She seemed motivated by fear, but she did awesome. Sometimes fear can be a very powerful thing.
Yes,
and we've seen that side. Usually, I feel like Angel Blue doesn't have any fear instilled in her body at all. But I feel like with Queen Uju brought it. So I feel like there was that kind of that
she knew she was up against a big fight, and
yeah. Big Mike, what about you?
Same again. I love Angel Blue. I really do. She's tough as nails, but Uju's impressive. She's looking to go forward with that. She is angry all the time, Jason. That's Angel Blue.
Yeah.
Usually caused by Tommy, so that's probably part of it. But
yeah, I think she brings that anger to the ring.
But it usually helps, yeah.
But Queen Uju handled it very well. I feel like she handled it. She was strategic. And Queen Uju, we've spoken to her in the past, and she's wanted to get a lot of these wins at Mission Pro. And so I feel like she's strategically eyeing her opponents. And I feel like this definitely was one of those matches.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are we ready to move on to one of the biggest matches of the night?
Yeah.
This was wild. This was the Mission Pro Cup title was on the line. It was the San Antonio Stampede match.
Crazy.
We were looking for jam-packed action in this street fight, and we got it. We got shopping carts, we got trash cans, we got kendo sticks, and we got everyone up on their feet wondering what will happen, who will be the Mission Pro Cup holder. And we have a new holder, a new winner of this Mission Pro Cup.
Yes, we do.
Brought to you by AGB.
That was the best chant of
Izzy Moreno is the new Mission Pro Cup holder, but this was so intense. Mind Runner, I got to hear you break it down.
Oh my goodness.
There was shopping carts into walls. There was stuff everywhere.
The story here was tremendous, because this was Izzy kind of shedding her Bailey fan skin, if you will. She said as much, that she's not that she's no longer going to still be a BFF with everybody, but she really, Izzy beats JPR so bad he's not part of the next show. Very truth. No lies detected there.
So. He's still stuck in the cart.
He's still tied. But see, that was strategy. See, where JP underestimated Izzy. He dismissed her from the whole time. She's a 16-year-old girl. What's she going to do? But again, there's just as much, wrestling is just as much about being a cerebral assassin, to use that term, versus actually physical strength. Izzy came prepared. She got the HEB club card, I guess, and came in. But the highlight for me was giving him the tour of the Salvation Army Corps in the shopping cart. That to me was that popped me the most. out of every,
Yeah.
and there were a lot of moments
There's a
that
lot of
popped me,
moments.
but that popped me the most.
That was
Yeah,
great.
Joseph Boza brings up a good point. JP was so damn cocky. What about these rules JP and Thunder Rosa had that backfired? So I think that's something also to consider going into this match. We had Thunder Rosa and JP kind of teaming up, aligning themselves to try to find props and make the rules a goodwill for this match. So I feel like Izzy was already at the disadvantage, but now that, to my runner's point, that there was this shedding of old, kind of an old way, and she brought in this whole new energy that she's not the old Izzy. Yeah, she'll be BFFs with everyone, but there was a different edginess to her here that was really, really should not be understated. No Gimmicks says Izzy showed that she has that dog in her. Very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big Mike, what were your big moments of this match? There was so much to take in.
Yeah.
It was a 20-minute match. It did not feel like that.
No.
I feel like everyone's eyes were on this match. There wasn't a moment where I was like thinking about something else.
No, well, I kind of want to focus on the idea of JP underestimating her, because there's a couple things that happened. If you had VIP tickets and you were taking pictures, Izzy was in the ring in her ring gear, or in the regular gear we've seen her in many times before. When she came out from the match, she came out for a street fight. First of all, she had that awesome ECW themed Izzy Moreno shirt. She had the jeans on, the fist taped up. She was ready for it, and she'd get the cart. You know, we saw JP and Thunder go to Goodwill to supposedly look for things, but then JP didn't come out with anything. You know, it's like he didn't think he needed
anything. They couldn't
or
find
it's
anything.
like he figured he really didn't need anything. And I think that goes into him underestimating her. And she came to fight. And she laid into him with cookie sheets and kendo sticks and everything she could find.
The legacy of Nerd says she destroyed him with a cookie pan right in front of me. Needless to say, that video clip is doing very well. It is true. She really brought everything out. And a little behind the scenes, Brian says the best part was when Izzy slammed JP into the wall in the shopping cart, and Thunder's expression was, "They better not have broken that door." I can vouch for that. That is true. We were like, great. We put a JP-sized hole in the door. That's
great. She agreed to the stipulation, so
yeah.
You know.
Oh, Dynamite Download. Thank you. Team Dynamite Download. Let's go. I think one of the big moments also of this coming out of this match is Izzy Moreno won the Mission Pro Cup, and she wants to cash it in on June 15th at Summer 11. So that was like one of the big takeaways, is she not only had to like beat JP to a pulp, but also make a decision about what's next for her. And so what do you both feel about her taking this big step?
I think it's smart. I think that's a good strategy, because usually when you cash in like a Money in the Bank, Mission Pro Cup type thing, usually a lot of times people expect it to happen at the end of a championship match where the champ is all beat up. But Izzy put everything she had into the JP match. And so it would be actually the chances she would actually be then facing the winner of the Mission Pro Championship, also still hurting from the previous match. So I think that's smart. Rest up, prepare for her next match, prepare for the match against Tiffany, and study the tape of when she wrestled her before and learn from that. So I think that's a smart move to give herself some time to prepare.
Yeah, exactly. She has a few months. And this was Saturday was her senior prom. So she missed it to be here. I think she posted that on social media and has said that. So it was a really special night for her. I have to say thank you, MJF Scarf, for the super chat.
And he knows who's mid.
Will always
we agree.
be mid. I have to read it. It's a super chat. It was a very special night. I think, poor JP, he's still recovering.
He'll be fine.
But Big Mike, last thoughts on this match.
I agree also that it's smart. We've been talking about momentum for so many people here. Izzy got her first one at the last show. Now she's got the cup. I mean, no need to hold on to this thing and maybe look down the line. Next show, you're ready for it. She's faced Tiffany before. I know at the time she didn't know if it was going to be Tiffany or Rashay because that was the match to come at the end.
Yeah.
But she's faced Tiffany before. She's had her matches with Kylan King, with big names. She's going in the right direction. Have the title match now. Go for it. No need to hold on to this, and maybe things change over the rest of the year. Go for it now.
Yeah. Joseph Bosa says it's smarter for her to wait. She was probably mentally and physically exhausted. I mean, street fights do that. She wants no excuses at Tiffany versus Izzy too. That's true. So Izzy did face Tiffany at Ladies Night Out last year. So this is kind of like a part 2 match. Rashay's had a part 2 match with Tiffany. So this will be interesting. Brian, that needs to be a super chat, Brian, in order for us to do that. That needs to be like a super chat in order to make that happen. Courtney giving some love to La Princesa, our Mission Pro champion, which we'll get to her match shortly. But let's get into so we had to clean up all the street fight madness that happened.
All the friendship beads. I think some people got free friendship bracelets out of it.
Yeah, there was friendship beads and bracelets all over the place. It was I'm still finding them in I got them in my shoes at one point. They're stuck in my bag.
I had 2 random beads in my pocket. Yeah.
I was like, my stuff wasn't even in that direction, and it still found a way. It's like glitter.
Yeah.
It gets everywhere. All right. Well, to kick off the second part of the show, we had Miranda Alizé, the Lucha Baddie, versus Denise Day. And again, Miranda is kind of a new person to Mission Pro. She's only been here for a couple shows. And Denise is trying to find her footing. So I see everyone's faces. And I have to, maybe Big Mike, maybe I'll start with you. What was your initial response to this match?
So, I mean, we'll both admit, Mindrunner, you guys sponsored Miranda. We sponsored Denise. We've known Denise for a little while. My point, or the thing that I was a little frustrated with last week is you were saying that she was going to come in and wipe the floor with Denise. This wasn't going to be a contest. It was going to be easy for her. Denise was smiling. She attacked her on the entrance right off the bat, right?
Not very cool.
No, it wasn't.
Good sportsmanship.
None at all. And she was hitting her with hard things, but Denise was coming back. She was answering. She was fighting back. And look, like Miranda's an impressive wrestler. Like it's not that she's not. She had incredible moves. She had a lot of reversals. She kept coming back herself, but she did have to remove a turnbuckle. And then in the ending sequence, she had a little bit of a tights there. So, last show she said she was going to come in and put everyone on notice. And I guess the notice is I'm going to cheat in every way possible to beat you. I thought it was going to be that I'm going to beat you up, but I guess it's win by any means necessary. So, I mean, she got the win.
To quote,
Mike, are you sad you printed
signs
for your
I did, and I just passed them out. We didn't even get, we hardly got time to put them up before she's being attacked out the curtain. But it's MPW. I guess you got to be ready for anything.
And that right there is the message. You've got to be ready for anything. I mean, is she the first wrestler to cheat in Mission Pro Wrestling? She certainly wasn't the last one.
No.
We'll get to that in a second.
We've seen La Princesa.
Absolutely.
Even the champion does it.
To quote the great late Eddie Guerrero, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And Miranda Alizé gave a message, not just to Denise Day, but to the entire locker room. Don't turn your back on the Lucha Baddie, because she's going to wreck you. And now I will say this. I was very impressed with the fight that Denise Day put up. She was not giving up. She didn't lay down. She didn't allow herself to get completely beat. And I feel like she surprised Miranda a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, the Lucha Baddie, she's got the experience and she's got the willingness to go there, where a lot of wrestlers almost get hindered by their own nature, by wanting to stick to the rules, which I like that. I respect sticking to the rules. But when you have someone like the Lucha Baddie that you're facing, you need to be prepared for everything.
Yeah. Well, Brent says Miranda is no joke, but Denise looked good. No Gimmick says a win is a win, but protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
And then Courtney says Miranda is no joke. So like we've had mixed discussions about this. We've had JP do things, we've had people mess up refs, we've had people interfere in a bunch of ways. We've even seen stuff later on in the show, which we'll get to.
Yes,
pretty blatant, but yes.
So
yes.
I feel like our fans can expect the unexpected. You never know what's going to happen. But I feel like Denise did not necessarily get a fair shot right off the gate, and she had to like gain her momentum again, kind of stabilize before she could get back into it. And then once she got back into it, she was like ready to fight.
Yeah.
But I kind of was rooting for Denise on this one. I know it's supposed to be impartial, but I wanted to have someone,
Well, don't get me wrong. I wasn't rooting against Denise. Like I wanted her to do well, but this was more of, the law of the jungle, survival of the fittest, that the predator and the prey, and Miranda was the predator.
Right. And like we've talked about with many other people today, Denise has been there a few times. She's looking for that first win, and you learn. And you're right.
Yep.
You have to learn now, and she's on the poster for June, so we're hoping to see Denise back again, and she's going to be a little more ready. If Miranda has a different opponent in June, just make your entrance backwards. Right? You can watch. I guess that's what
head on a swivel.
Like a camera, get like a GoPro behind you,
or a partner, or just get a partner.
Or bodyguards. Just have bodyguards come out with you. Legacy Nerd says it's a big learning moment for Denise. She will only be better for
it. That's what it is.
All of this is the big learning moment for everyone. Let's get to. We have to get to this match. Another one of the biggest matches of the night. It was the Mission Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles were on the line, and the NWA World Women's Tag Team titles were on the line. King Bees versus Dream World. And this match, as someone that like had to manage everything happening, this was one that I literally was like trying to keep my eye on, right?
Yes.
Everything was happening at the same time. There was so much action from both of these tag teams, and we'll get to match of the night later, but this was a top match. I know for many fans on social media as I was tracking everything, but we do have new MPW tag team champions, King Bees. Sorry to ruin it if no one saw it, but it was blasted all over social media. So we have double gold here at Mission Pro.
Yep.
Mind Runner, this was such a huge match to have at MPW Mania.
No spoilers for the end of this show, but this was in my top 3 of match of the night. This was incredible. This is solidified as in our prediction show. I think Tommy agreed with me when we had our predictions. This solidified the King Bees as that team. They're that team to beat now, not just in Mission Pro, not just in NWA, but in women's tag team wrestling. King Bees is the team to beat. So Blunt Force Trauma, where are you at? The Hex. When I saw Allison Kay, I was looking for Marty Bell, man. I was like, let's get the Hex out here. Renegade Twins. Let's maybe we could borrow you from Ring of Honor for a little bit. But also as brokenhearted, because Dynamite Download, I sponsored Miranda Alizé for my own personal, for my podcast, my mental health podcast. But Dynamite Download sponsored Dream World. We did not expect our dreams to get crushed as they did.
Yeah.
However, and I'd love to know Big Mike's thoughts on this. As crushed as I am, I can't be mad at Maya World for what she did after this match, because I think there could have been a better way to do it. She probably was in the heat of the moment. I feel for Kaya, and I think they need to sort this out in the ring, perhaps. But Maya has her sights set on singles victories now, and I think she's going to be a force to reckon. She's going to give whoever's holding any singles titles a run for their money, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I think we were blown away, obviously, by these two incredible tag teams. I think you're right. The King Bees are one of the top tag teams right now, across the board. But what was interesting to watch is this Maya and Kaya relationship fall apart before our very eyes.
Yeah.
And it was tragic and also really frustrating and sad. Like, there were so many mix of emotions because you were pulling for them because they're the Mission Pro tag champs. But you just saw things devolve in the ring as things were happening. And obviously we saw Maya's major reaction at the end, which many people are saying is very much justified on her part. So we definitely have seen this divide between them, which I think has really shooken up, like, the fans. They were shocked by this. Big Mike, what was your reaction to the big win, the title change, this turn of events?
Yeah, well, when they debuted at the last show in that mystery partner, they won the tag belts. Like, you saw what you thought the future was going to be Dream World for a while because they were so impressive right off the bat. But we had them on our show that week last week right before the show, and we mentioned that they won the titles and then they went back to their respective kind of homes.
Yeah.
Kaya's out of Florida, Maya's here in Texas, and we asked them, like, do you feel like you're at a disadvantage because you don't really get to train together? And they're like, no, we communicate all the time. We're talking, we're all this. And then you saw that match and you felt like maybe there wasn't enough because Kaya really felt like she was doing her thing and Maya wanted to do some tag team stuff, and that communication or something just got missed. And then I know a lot of people saying they understand what Maya did at the end. I understand her frustration. I tend to lean toward doing the good side of things. So I don't know about attacking her opponent, but I think I do understand her frustration. She is undefeated in singles matches. And so this was technically her first loss, even, he was part of a team. But on the flip side of that, the King Bees have always been impressive. They were always around those titles, and Men's Revolution and Money Birds were always around there too. And, preventing each other from getting those belts originally. And they finally did it. And it is sad that team broke up because I could watch, a second, third, a trilogy of these two teams going at it, if Dream World was still together, because they are just four impressive women who just put on amazing matches. And it is kind of sad that it ended like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charity, No Gimmick says the No Gimmick sponsored Maya World. We understand her actions. Bad way to take your first loss in Mission Pro. I mean, a lot of people might be like, hey, that's not good, like, sportsmanship to be all react that way. We personally recommend Queen Uju as her partner. Very sad ending. It's like a bittersweet ending for one tag team and then a whole new chapter for another. I think we're going to see the King Bees rise even further in wrestling at Mission Pro in the tag team division across the industry. I think this is an incredible chapter for them. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw them dominate and do really well almost a year ago at Mission Pro. So it's been that long since they've been here, and they came back stronger. And they were coming for gold. They weren't messing around.
I mean, you could see it in the ring. We talked about this already, that the difference in communication between the two, like how the King Bees, they almost were dare I say, a hive mind with each other, dare I say. Whereas Maya World, you can see from the beginning the miscommunication. There were some blind tags that frustrated the other person. I thought this was a fantastic.
Kind of struggle from the beginning.
And the Bees, like you said, they were here a year ago. They've been teaming for a long time. Their movements, the hive mind, but it's just they don't even have to think about it because they're so used to each other, and it just goes. And they wanted that goal. They've been searching for that for over a year, like you said, and they were not going to be denied.
Yeah. Let's see what other so sponsorships or real quick, a big plug. Sponsorships are open for the June show for wrestlers. That matches, like we said, Maya World was sponsored. Other people have been sponsored in the past. Matches. And Brian needs a sponsor. Beans and Mountain Dew. So if we can get a big package to him before June 15th, that would make his day, I'm sure.
Care package on the way.
A little care package.
There we go.
There we go. No gimmicks.
Yeah, Davina says, is there really a villain in this scenario? Dream World may have been destined to fail because of individual desires. In many cases, it's ego. But here, I think it's much less that and more so a vision of goals.
That's a good point.
Very insightful, Davina. Very insightful. No gimmicks. Thank you. Sorry.
Super chat party.
This is to sponsor Brian's jelly beans. All right, we need some Mountain Dew next. Anyone? I'm like the auctioneer. I'm like, all right, who's up? Thank you, Brian. You got your jelly beans sponsored. Yeah, Joseph says, hope Carolina keeps the momentum going and gives us a great Summer Lovin' show. Tickets are already on sale. We've already sold, I think, 20 tickets after Saturday. Tickets are on sale at missionprowrestling.com for June 15th, Summer Lovin'. You're not going to want to miss it. After the aftermath of this show, there's just so much more to go. Speaking of that, we are going to get to one of the biggest moments of the night. We can say we started off with Lady Bird and Thunder Rosa, and then it all fell apart. And I walked out of the building. No, just kidding. I was like, what is happening? As we all know, Thunder Rosa came out, was going to wrestle, and did not. But she brought one of her sisters with her. She brought her twisted sister. Holodead has returned to Mission Pro Wrestling. The surprise that MPW Mania needed. This was such a good match. Yes. I loved it so much. But Thunder Rosa bringing, just making, she's turning heads for sure. She's causing trouble all around. Mind Runner and Big Mike. Mind Runner, you were watching at home. Big Mike, you saw it all happen. The fan reaction was interesting to see in person.
Yes. Well, first of all, on a quick personal story, when Thunder won the AEW title in the cage match in San Antonio way back in like March of 2022, we had gone to that show, and that's what actually led me to Mission Pro. Because I had heard of Mission Pro for so long. We had so much fun at that show watching her win the title. And, Tommy had mentioned, he's like, I think I'm going to go to their next show. And I was like, I'm going to go. Have not missed one since. So Thunder and everything she's done has been huge in me coming back to kind of the indie scene and getting more involved like I have. So, when she was going to wrestle, even though some of the things she's done the last show and stuff, I was like, well, it's Thunder. We got to see her wrestle. So when she comes out, pushes Carolina out of the way and says she doesn't have time for the match, that's a little disappointing. Now, if you're going to be disappointed for that, Holodead is a pretty good replacement because I haven't seen her in a long time, probably since some of those early shows I went to. So, disappointed in kind of what Thunder did, but, Holodead was amazing. And obviously for Lady Bird, that throws her off because you're obviously prepared this whole time for one person and then you get Holodead, and I don't know if you can even prepare for Holodead. Like you just got to get in there and survive. But Lady Bird did put up hell of a fight. So
I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's no preparation you could do to prepare for Holodead. That dark side is strong. Yes. Like there is an energy about Holodead that cannot be beat. But I am so proud of Lady Bird. Lady Bird took it like a champ. She has not had it easy lately with. She's a former Mission Pro Cup holder. She's struggled to get that title shot. So this Mission Pro journey has been really like tumultuous for her. Yeah. In the ring, she's had some great wins. She obviously had to see off her tag team partner, Gigi, as she went off. So she's kind of trying to find her place. And so to have Holodead come in here, really kind of threw her, but I think she did a great job handling it, and they pulled off an epic match. It was pure chaos. When the fans' reactions were priceless. When they were like, "Wait, Thunder's not wrestling, but what about what?" And I just loved watching those reactions. Mine, what was yours?
Well, first of all we needed was Teddy Long to come out with a microphone and say, "You're gonna go one-on-one with Mission Pro's Undertaker." Because that was the feel. Now, first of all, those of you that watched the the prediction show, always trust a Mindrunner hot scoop. What did I say?
Yeah.
There was going to be a earth-shattering, earthquake-sized surprise. And it was the biggest thighs, broadest shoulders, the Twisted Sister. Holiday came out on our live stream. We popped so big. It was such a great moment to watch the reactions, everybody going like this. There was one little girl, bless her heart, I saw she jumped up as soon as she heard the music. It's like she knew immediately who it was. And it was when she said Twisted Sister, it was like, here it comes.
Yeah.
Secondly, this is the best Holiday has looked, not just physically, but in the ring. She was polished, poised. This is the best version. It's like this is like Holiday 2.0. Like, she ate her Wheaties and everything. She came into the ring and again, credit to Lady Bird for always being able to adapt.
Yeah.
You've always got to be ready for the swerve. You've always got to be ready to adapt, because that's wrestling. Things happen. People get injured. Sometimes crazy people interfere, what have you. You always got to be ready. But kudos to Lady Bird for putting a phenomenal, like, this could have been a main event match. This could have been a main event match in any promotion. It was a slobber knocker. Really impressed. So happy to see Holiday back in the Mission Pro ring. And we popped. That was my pop of the night, if you will, to see Holiday come through that curtain.
Yeah, it was amazing. It just having her back in, just have the fans react to her again was really amazing. No Gimmick says Lady Bird made me even more of a fan with this match, and that's true. We have to give props to Lady Bird for really taking it like a champ, making the best of it, and really put on a banger of a match. Matthew, long live Lady Bird. Yeah, Mindrunner, I know you got some inside scoop from the higher ups, and this
I do not reveal my sources.
Surprise that shook everyone to their core. Obviously, Thunder causing a lot of trouble at Mission Pro, with her getting into it with Carolina, the general manager. There was a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, this was leading into our main event, which was the first ever strap match.
Yeah.
And this was between Rochelle Chanel and Tiffany Nieves. This was for the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship. Again, this was a strap match, the first time for these two ladies, and it was a second rematch, or a rematch, I guess, of their first match. Whatever you want to say it was a rematch. There's lots of stipulations on it. And what were your initial thoughts? Because this was the big main event, and we're coming down from all of the chaos that ensued previously.
Yeah.
Well, to say this, after every match we saw up to this point, I was starting to worry, could Tiffany and Rochelle put on a main event that could top the matches we had saw up to that point? And they knocked it out of the park. They did phenomenal. This was a great back and forth match. Rochelle was determined. You could see the determination. I do want to say though, Carolina, the GM, there's chaos at Mission Pro right now. She needs to get her house in order. She needs to find a way. I've got nothing but love and respect for her, because I know if there's anybody that can do it, it's Carolina. I think Thunder Rosa might fear Carolina a little bit, because that's why she's trying to assert herself a little bit, because she sees herself in Carolina. But Carolina needs to step up. She can't have this kind of interference. Otherwise, it seems like Thunder Rosa wants to keep Tiffany the champion at Mission Pro indefinitely. And because Rochelle had it in the bag. She had it
literally
in the bag.
We saw this big moment. Rochelle was about to get this moment, and again, Thunder Rosa stepping in, causing a win to not happen that was deemed, because what Carolina said was like, this has to be a clean match. Like, she deemed it as general manager. And so again, there seems to be something happening with Thunder and Carolina where it's like, they gotta talk. They gotta figure it out because one can't supersede the other. They gotta work together to like make the matches happen, make this happen. So
it feels like in Mission Pro, we're starting to get to a point where there may be a civil war.
oh,
Well,
goodness.
and I don't know if this was mentioned on the stream, but as being there, Carolina mentioned she was technically demoted for this night, right? So I don't know if she had any authority as a GM that night to rein Thunder in. You know, she was ring announcing. She put out a picture. She was sweeping. I think she had to help clean up after that hardcore match, the Stampede match too. So I agree, and I think earlier, you know, between last show and this show, Carolina tried to lay down the law and get things in order, and I don't think Thunder liked that because I'm pretty sure there's not many people who tell Thunder Rosa what to do, especially at MPW. So it is going to be interesting to see if Carolina's allowed to be the GM and lay down the law, or you know, Thunder's always going to be trying to supersede her because.
I mean, No Gimmick says, thought this was Roche's moment, but I have to agree with Mind Runner. Carolina needed to put her foot down. I mean, to your point, Big Mike, like we all wear multiple hats at Mission Pro.
Yeah.
So so even as GM, you got to step in and do the job that needs to be done. So whether that job is saying, hey, this match is the way it needs to be or this way, like that's not for me to say, but I think they need to talk it over. They need to figure it out because we have a show to do. We have MPW Mania was I think overall a great success for the fans and the ladies involved, and you know JP still in the shopping cart over there. I mean, I think we owe AGB some money for that sponsorship deal. But it really was a wonderful night. I think it was just jam packed with great matches. It was just wild, surprising. But I have to get your pick, everyone in the chat, and Mind Runner and Big Mike. What was your match of the night? We'll go with Mind Runner.
All right, match of the night. Again, I had my top three, and they kept changing. Like as I was going through this, I kept going.
You know, it's a good show when it keeps changing.
Yeah, there were four matches I was rotating around, but ultimately, you know, where I'm a little biased with the Holodead pop. You know, I love that match. I thought that was great. You know, the main event was great, but I have to go. Match of the night was the title for title tag team match, Crushed Dream World, as I'm now calling them, versus the King Bees was my match of the night. It was from start to finish, the aftermath, everything. It was everything I was hoping it was going to be, and then some. Not to dismiss the San Antonio Stampede, not to dismiss anything else. Again, it's kind of like choosing which one is your favorite. It's such a hard decision, but I gotta go with the title for title tag team match.
It's like choosing your favorite, I don't know, candy bar at the store. Too much. I can't decide. Big Mike, what's we have some good picks in the chat here. No Gimmick says match of the night is undoubtedly the title for title tag match. Angel Marie says gotta pick my BFF Izzy's match.
No, I agree with the sentiment because I think if you would have asked me right after the show, my answer would be a little different than if you had asked me yesterday, and it might be different than the answer I have right now. But I think to pick it on the show, I'm going to go with the Stampede match because what Izzy brought out in just the fierceness and the fight she took to JP, using all the weapons, laying him out with cookie sheets, with kendo sticks. Putting him in the cart. Yeah, the kendo stick broke. The pieces went flying around.
That was awesome.
You got to be careful; those things.
Put him in the cart. I mean, when we talk about people who are newer, people looking to find their footing, Izzy, she's been here since August. She did what she had to do to get that win. She wasn't holding back. She put everything in there, and she got the cup, and now she's got herself another title match. So for me, that's going to be the match of the night.
Yeah. Let's see. People in the chat. Oh, No Gimmicks is saying that this show, MPW Mania, is an early runner for show of the year. And I agree with you on that one. And we're only not even halfway through the year. So this is
Nice.
it's just gonna get better, everyone. Let's see. Dynamite download the Holodead versus Ladybird match was awesome. Queen Uju was impressive. And yeah, I think Pepe, I think we should do shopping cart rides for everyone. That should be our next during intermission. Just everyone get in.
There you go.
We'll do a little in the parking lot. We'll just do a little loop-de-loos. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you both so much for always supporting Mission Pro.
Yeah, of course.
Mind Runner, I know you all did a watch along. So if you all want to watch Dynamite Downloads watch along, go and watch that. I heard there was some funny moments.
Yes.
And then Big Mike, I know you did pre-show interviews.
Yeah.
So everyone just share where they can watch your stuff. And this was so much fun. I appreciate you both coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Mind Runner, why don't you go first?
Awesome. Yeah, well, check us, of course, YouTube. Just go for Dynamite Download, not the Korean K-pop band, because I guess there's a Dynamite Download band with the same name. We are Dynamite Download. But if you can find us on the X, Twitter, what have you, and Instagram, we're AEW Dynamite DL, and hit that notification button, because you never know who might show up to chat with us anytime soon. You never know what might happen. And you never know, we might do some cross promotions with another certain promotion known as CCG, I believe is their name.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
Because on YouTube, we are Countdown City Geeks. Countdown City Geeks is where this all started. I'm at this here. So on YouTube, we are Countdown City Geeks. On all the other socials, X, Instagram, we have a Facebook page now. We are Countdown City WrestleCast. So yeah, follow us. We have a couple of those Izzy reels that are kind of hitting it big and going a little viral there. And Legacy of Nerd, who was in here, also is kind of one that works with us. So yeah, find us there and join. And we will be on tomorrow night for our show as well, reviewing this as well with Tommy and JC and looking else what's going on in the world of wrestling. So.
Amazing. Well, thank you both for joining. I know it was a wild weekend of wrestling. We're all catching up, but I appreciate you putting Mission Pro on the top of your list to support.
Hold on. Before we go, Big Mike, you know what we need to do.
What is that?
We've got to acknowledge the Tribal Bay. Acknowledge the Tribal Bay.
Oh my goodness. Mind Runner, you make me blush. Well, thank you all for supporting me, supporting Mission Pro and the whole team. We appreciate you. Remember, tickets are on sale for June 15th. You can rewatch the show on Title Match Network. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.